Scotch, whiskey distilled in Scotland and aged at least 3 years in oak, comes in many styles, from smoky Islay powerhouses to smooth Speyside classics. Today, we're ranking 15 famous Scotch brands from absolute worst to truly exceptional. Grab a glass. This one's going to sting a little. 15. J&B Rare. Once upon a time, J&B Rare ruled 1970s cocktail bars and Hollywood house parties. It was the Scotch to mix with soda, splash into a tumbler, and serve by the gallon at rap parties. But what worked in disco-era Los Angeles doesn't hold up today. The blend feels stripped bare, faintly sweet, aggressively light, and almost entirely devoid of depth. The grain whiskey dominates, leaving a faint hint of citrus and ethanol that disappears before it even hits the tongue. J&B's greatest strength is nostalgia. It's smooth enough to pour for guests who don't drink Scotch and cheap enough to buy in bulk. But flavor-wise, it's a wallflower in a room full of bolder malts. Its legacy is more cultural than culinary, the Scotch equivalent of an old song that sounds better in memory than it does in real life. J&B Rare lands at the bottom because no amount of retro charm can make up for a body this bland. 14. Dewar's White Label. Dewar's White Label has been around since 1899, a pioneer that introduced many Americans to Scotch for the first time. Sadly, the modern version feels like a watered-down echo of its former self. The aroma promises honey and vanilla, but the taste delivers mostly grain alcohol with a whisper of malt. It's smooth, sure, but in the same way water is smooth. There's nothing to explore, nothing to savor. For decades, Dewar's traded on prestige and that Scottish gentleman image. It's still a staple at hotel bars and golf club lounges, but mostly out of habit, not passion. The old craftsmanship that once defined it has been sacrificed for volume and shelf visibility. It's a brand that coasts on its label rather than its liquid. At its best, it's mild and inoffensive. At its worst, it's forgettable. Dewar's White Label earns this low spot because time may have honored the name, but not the flavor. 13. Cutty Sark. Cutty Sark bright yellow label was designed to grab attention, and it did. Named after a legendary 19th century clipper ship, the brand symbolized adventure and class for much of the 20th century. But the liquid inside doesn't quite sail in the same direction. The flavor is thin and lemony, with a sweetness that tries to hide a harsh, grain-forward burn. It's light, yes, but not in the refreshing way. More like someone watered down the whiskey to meet a quota. Cutty Sark built its fame in mid-century America, riding the cocktail boom of the 1950s and 1960s. It looks sleek on a bar cart and mixed cleanly into Scotch and soda highballs. But times changed. Modern palates expect complexity, richness, and balance. And Cutty simply doesn't deliver. It's the kind of Scotch that looks fancier than it tastes. Think of it as the light beer of the whiskey world. Easy to drink, impossible to remember. 12. Ballantine's Finest. Ballantine's is one of those names that seems to show up everywhere, from airport lounges to corner liquor stores to wedding bars. It's one of the world's best-selling blended scotches, thanks to its reputation for being smooth and approachable. And that's exactly what it is, maybe too much so. The nose gives you soft vanilla, a hint of honey, and a whisper of floral malt. The palate follows with a gentle sweetness, mild fruit, and an almost creamy texture. It's balanced, polished, and polite to a fault. But here's the thing. Ballantine's rarely excites anyone. It's the definition of middle of the road. Easy to like, impossible to love. The blend's charm lies in how it offends no one, but that same quality makes it forgettable. The finish disappears almost as soon as you swallow, leaving nothing but a faint memory of sweetness. For casual drinkers, it's perfect. An unchallenging Scotch that goes down easy. For enthusiasts, though, it's a missed opportunity. Ballantine's Finest earns this spot because while it nails drinkability, it sacrifices identity. It's the whiskey equivalent of elevator music. Smooth, familiar, and never the reason you showed up. 11. Clan MacGregor. Clan MacGregor has one mission: make Scotch accessible. And it does that brilliantly. It's one of the top-selling budget scotches in the US, sitting comfortably between plastic vodka and mid-tier bourbon on liquor shelves. But that affordability comes at a price. The nose is faintly sweet, the body light and watery, and the finish short but fiery. It's not terrible, but it's never going to impress anyone who's tasted anything better. To be fair, Clan MacGregor knows its audience. Folks who want a quick, inexpensive drink that won't offend. It's the Scotch for poker nights, dive bars, and people who prefer ice to aroma. There's even a faint apple note and a wisp of malt if you dig deep enough. But make no mistake, this isn't a contemplative dram, it's a functional one. It exists so you can say you're drinking Scotch without actually committing to the experience. If you're enjoying this ranking so far, show some love. Hit that like button and subscribe for more brutally honest reviews. It helps us bring you more stories, more rankings, and maybe a few more excuses to pour another glass. Cheers. 10. Chivas Regal. 12. There's no denying that Chivas Regal looks like success. The gold label gleams, the bottle feels heavy in your hand, and the name itself carries weight. For decades, Chivas 12 has been the gentleman's Scotch, the one you'd gift to your boss or pull out at a dinner party to look refined. But behind that refined exterior lies a whiskey that plays it a little too safe. The nose promises honey and apple, but the palate follows with mild sweetness, light smoke, and a short finish that leaves faster than a polite conversation at a networking event. That doesn't mean Chivas is bad, it's just predictable. It's engineered smoothness, crafted for harmony over complexity. The problem is that harmony can sometimes feel like boredom. Still, Chivas remains a staple because it delivers consistency and respectability. You'll never offend anyone by serving it, but you'll rarely impress either. Think of it as the business casual of Scotch. Well-pressed, well-behaved, and utterly unadventurous. Chivas Regal 12 stays in the bottom half because while the bottle whispers luxury, the whiskey inside barely speaks. 9. Monkey Shoulder. Monkey Shoulder entered the Scotch scene like the cool new kid in class. Stylish, confident, and ready to challenge the old guard. Marketed as a blended malt rather than a traditional blended Scotch, it's a mix of single malts from Speyside distilleries, and that gives it a smoother, malt-forward charm. The flavor leans toward vanilla, toffee, and subtle spice. Creamy, rounded, and ridiculously easy to drink. It's the whiskey you introduce to friends who say, "I don't like Scotch." But Monkey Shoulder's strength is also its ceiling. It's too easy. The lack of smoke or depth means it rarely lingers in memory. It's designed for cocktails crafted to behave behind the bar rather than challenge your palate. For many, that's the point. A Scotch that's social, not serious. Its branding, with that triple monkey metal charm, appeals to younger drinkers, and its approachable price point wins loyalty fast. Monkey Shoulder earns its spot here for being a gateway whiskey done right. Playful, accessible, and consistent, but not yet wise enough to stand among the legends. 8. Johnnie Walker Black Label. If Scotch had a middleweight champion, it would be Johnnie Walker Black Label. For many Americans, this was the first whiskey that made them understand what smoky really means. Aged 12 years, Black Label delivers complexity without pretension, the perfect balance of peat, malt, and sweetness. The aroma is rich with caramel and oak. The flavor opens with gentle smoke, dark chocolate, and a whisper of fruit before finishing with that signature Johnnie warmth. It's approachable yet sophisticated, the kind of whiskey that pleases both beginners and veterans. What makes Black Label special isn't innovation, it's precision. Every bottle tastes the same, no matter where you buy it, and that reliability has built a near-religious following. It's the Scotch of boardrooms and bachelor parties alike, equally comfortable neat, on ice, or with a splash of soda. In a market full of gimmicks, Black Label's authenticity stands tall. It's not the boldest or most luxurious, but it's the one you can always count on. That quiet dependability and genuine flavor make it a benchmark Scotch that earns every ounce of its global respect. 7. The Famous Grouse. In Scotland, the Famous Grouse is more than a bottle. It's a national habit. Walk into any pub from Glasgow to Aberdeen, and you'll find it sitting proudly behind the bar. It's been the country's best-selling Scotch for decades, and for good reason. The blend strikes a golden balance between affordability and authenticity. The nose greets you with honey, citrus, and malt, while the palate offers soft vanilla, light smoke, and a smooth, warming finish. It's a whiskey that doesn't need a shout to be heard. What makes the Famous Grouse special is its humility. It's not trying to be a luxury Scotch. It's simply trying to taste like Scotland. There's a quiet honesty in its flavor. No pretentious packaging, no overblown marketing. It's the drink of working-class evenings, fireside chats, and simple celebrations. The Grouse may not turn heads in a luxury tasting room, but in the hands of people who actually live Scotch culture, it's the real deal. For its balanced flavor and enduring legacy, the Famous Grouse earns its spot as the reliable heartbeat of blended Scotch. 6. Glenlivet 12. If you've ever had your first real Scotch and thought, so this is what they've been talking about, there's a good chance it was Glenlivet 12. This single malt is a rite of passage, smooth, floral, and disarmingly easy to love. It opens with pear, apple, and vanilla, followed by gentle spice and a whisper of oak. There's no heavy smoke or aggressive peat here, just a clean, elegant sip that feels like a soft introduction to the Highlands. Glenlivet 12's magic lies in its accessibility. It's refined enough for seasoned drinkers, but friendly enough for newcomers. It's found in almost every American liquor store for a reason. It bridges the gap between commercial blends and serious single malts. Critics sometimes dismiss it for being too light, but that's missing the point. Glenlivet isn't trying to overwhelm you. It's trying to welcome you in, like a well-tailored suit that fits everyone. It's a Scotch that feels right at almost any occasion. And that universal appeal keeps Glenlivet 12 perched comfortably near the top half of the list. 5. Glenfiddich 12. If Glenlivet is the welcoming handshake, Glenfiddich is the confident smile that follows. It's one of the few single malts that manages to feel premium without being pretentious, and that's no accident. Glenfiddich has spent decades crafting a whiskey that tastes classic yet approachable, refined yet easy to enjoy. The nose opens with crisp green apple, fresh pear, and a hint of honey, while the palate balances malt sweetness, gentle oak, and soft vanilla. There's no peat, no aggression, just a steady wave of smooth Speyside charm. Glenfiddich's real brilliance lies in its versatility. It's the Scotch you can gift to your boss, order at a wedding, or sip quietly on a Tuesday night, and it never feels out of place. Critics sometimes call it too safe, but that consistency is exactly what made it the world's most awarded single malt. It's a whiskey that doesn't need to prove itself anymore. Glenfiddich 12 stands proud because it understands its role. Reliable quality wrapped in quiet sophistication. It's not the boldest pour in the room, but it's the one everyone respects. 4. Talisker 10. Talisker 10 doesn't just taste like Scotch, it tastes like Scotland. Distilled on the rugged Isle of Skye, this whiskey captures everything that makes the Highlands mystical. The first sip hits with sea salt, peat smoke, and cracked black pepper, followed by waves of malt sweetness in a warm, lingering finish. It's briny, bold, and unapologetically complex. The kind of whiskey that doesn't care whether you like it or not. For many Americans, Talisker 10 is their first introduction to maritime whiskey, that wild ocean-kissed style that feels alive. There's something elemental about it, like sipping a storm in a glass. It's a drink that tells a story, one of sea spray, misty cliffs, and ancient fires. Those who love it really love it. Those who don't never forget it. Either way, Talisker 10 commands respect. It's not built for cocktails or casual sipping. It's a statement whiskey for the nights when you want to taste the edge of the world. 3. Lagavulin 16. For Scotch lovers, Lagavulin 16 isn't just a drink, it's a pilgrimage. This Islay icon is the whiskey that separates the casual sippers from the true believers. It opens with a deep, smoky aroma that feels like walking into a campfire after rain. Then comes the flavor. Powerful peat, seaweed, charred oak, and just enough sherry sweetness to balance it all. Every sip is an experience. Bold, smoky, and hauntingly smooth. Lagavulin is not an everyday whiskey, it's a ritual. It demands your attention, rewards your patience, and lingers long after the glass is empty. Pop culture fans might remember it as Ron Swanson's drink of choice on Parks and Recreation, but its cult following started long before TV made it cool. For serious Scotch drinkers, Lagavulin 16 is sacred, a masterclass in smoke and depth. It's expensive, sure, but worth every drop. This is what Scotch dreams are made of: peat, power, and pure tradition. When people talk about liquid smoke, this is what they mean. 2. Macallan 12. Sherry Oak Macallan 12 is what happens when craftsmanship meets confidence. Everything about it, from the sleek packaging to the deep amber glow, signals prestige. But unlike many premium-looking whiskeys, this one actually earns its reputation. Aged in Spanish sherry casks, it's rich with notes of dried fruit, toffee, and warm spice. The mouthfeel is velvety, the finish long and luxurious. You taste elegance in every drop. In the US, Macallan 12 is the go-to Scotch for celebrations. It's what people pour to mark promotions, anniversaries, or I made it moments. The flavor is complex enough for connoisseurs, but smooth enough for newcomers, and that balance is no small feat. While the price has climbed with its fame, few whiskeys deliver this kind of consistent richness. Critics call it the gateway to greatness, and they're not wrong. Macallan 12 is proof that when a distillery takes its time and respects its barrels, the result can be as close to perfection as whiskey gets. It's a reminder that sometimes luxury actually delivers. 1. GlenDronach 15 Revival. Every now and then, a whiskey comes along that makes even seasoned drinkers pause mid-sip. GlenDronach 15 Revival is one of those. After being discontinued for several years, it returned by popular demand, and thank goodness it did. Matured in Oloroso and Pedro Jimenez sherry casks, it's a rich, full-bodied masterpiece bursting with flavor. Think dark chocolate, raisins, orange peel, and spice, all wrapped in a velvety texture that feels almost dessert-like. What sets GlenDronach apart is its authenticity. It's old-school whiskey making. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, just patience and craftsmanship. Every glass feels like a time capsule of Highland tradition, reminding you why Scotch earned its global prestige in the first place. Despite its depth, it remains approachable, elegant, and endlessly satisfying. It's a whiskey that doesn't shout for attention, it commands it. In a world of overpriced marketing masquerading as quality, GlenDronach 15 delivers the real thing. Rich, soulful, and beautifully balanced, it takes the crown because it represents what every Scotch should be. Not just a drink, but an experience worth remembering. And there you have it, 15 famous Scotch brands, from the ones that burn going down to the ones worth savoring till the last drop. Some rely on nostalgia, others on genuine craftsmanship, but only a few truly capture Scotland's spirit. Which one deserves your top spot? Drop your pick in the comments, hit like and subscribe, and we'll raise a glass to your good taste. Slanting.